Hello glass industry, it's Mark from Glass Open Book. Remember the video where I told you about glass recycling and compared the approaches in Europe and the United States? Glass recycling is economically viable only with efficient separate collection systems. That is why there is a significant gap between the European and American glass recycling rates. There I also mentioned the deposit return scheme, which in theory should motivate consumers to bring the beverage containers back for recycling or reuse because they pay a deposit at the point of the purchase. The system of deposits per bottle, which is called Pfand in Germany, also works perfectly fine and motivates citizens to return the glass containers back for recycling. It turns out it doesn't really work, at least for glass in Europe. The European Container Glass Federation FEVE has recently come up with the written evidence that explains why deposit return schemes are not the way forward and not the right solution to maximize the quantity and quality of recycled glass in European Union, and could instead put collection and recycling for non-DRS glass at risk. Obviously, I decided to share these findings with you so that we could be more educated and aware. So, what's wrong with DRS? Reason 1. The opposite to DRS, EPR schemes, which stands for Extended Producer Responsibility, already ensure that all types of glass containers are effectively collected and recycled at the end of their life. The top 3 European countries in terms of glass recycling, which are Belgium, Slovenia and Sweden, operate an EPR-only scheme. Of the 10 countries with a glass recycling rate about 80%, only 3 operate a combined DRS and EPR system. These are Denmark, Germany and Finland. EPR schemes already allow collection of all glass packaging types via bottle banks, and not just the beverage containers like deposit return schemes do. DRS cannot be considered a mainstream solution for tackling waste glass, as the 6 deposit return schemes in operation across Europe only accounts for 436,000 tons out of 14 million tons of waste glass generated, which means it only accounts for 3.1% of the waste glass generated across Europe. And it would be fine, but there is another problem. DRS is unreasonably expensive to operate. The cost of operating a DRS is substantially higher than that of EPR schemes, especially for glass. The cost of operating the DRS is on average 213 euros per ton. In contrast, the operating costs associated with Extended Producer Responsibility scheme vary from 77 euros per ton in Germany and 112 euros per ton in Finland, with an average cost of just 94 euros per ton. That's twice cheaper! And it doesn't stop there. Diverting glass packaging away from EPR schemes through a recycling DRS puts at risk the viability of continued curbside and bottle bank collection of glass and undoes decades of investments in infrastructure and education. Running 2 glass collection systems in parallel can lead to confusion among consumers, meaning less effective recycling. They need to be accustomed to the 2-system approach and know how to distinguish DRS waste packaging, for which they can claim a deposit, from non-DRS waste packaging. This is all a little bit confusing, to be honest. And the final reason, which also makes a lot of sense, is that the inclusion of glass in the recycling DRS risks shifting the packaging market away from glass and into plastic containers or metal cans. Numerous studies show that the impact of DRS on the market share of glass is very significant, with those countries operating a dual EPR and DRS system having a glass market share from 65 to 78% lower than those without the existing DRS. So, what is the main message here? We all want our communities to recycle more and better, and according to FEVE's investigation, DRS is simply not the right recycling system for glass. And here we only talk about European case. Data proves that the highest recycling rates for glass can be achieved when there is a separate single glass collection system, consistent curbside and bottle bank collection, and effective public communication initiatives that make collection simple for the consumer and optimal for the recycling value chain. And all this is under a system of extended producer responsibility. Thank you for watching this video. I hope this was useful. Feel free to write your opinion about these glass collection schemes down in the comments. Enjoy your day. Goodbye.